Okay, so it is official that the ten-tailed beast has been confirmed. Holy shit. So I don't even know where to go from there, but finally, something that really just makes me I can't wait for next week to see what happens. Really gives it that boost that the previous chapters have kind of been missing, but man, am I excited. I kind of feel like this is now where Kishi's gonna go over to Sasuke and Orochimaru, just to troll us, just like a big kick in the face. I don't have any proof or anything. It's just I kind of have this gut feeling that that's what he's gonna do now. He waited for like the worst time to do it. But anyway, I'll get into that later. About the chapter though, okay, so it leaves off with where Kakashi was saying he's gonna try and protect everyone, try to protect Naruto, people like that. That's his purpose, his goal in his life, you know. And then we see Guy, and he looks terrible, by the way. I mean, looks he actually looks dead. Like I'm not even kidding about that. He looks dead. Um, he needs some help. Then we actually see B, bust out of the tree branches, what Madara or maybe it was Obito had him in. I really hope that B gets a little bit more involved with this fight. That's something that's been kind of disappointing lately. He hasn't really done much to this fight yet, so I hope he gets a little bit more involved. But anyway, so here Obito, he's talking more trash to Kakashi, and just still calling him trash and all that. And then Naruto just he headbutts the fuck out of him and knocks him back. And it's just satisfying. I know Obito had a rough past and all that, but it's just I'm getting sick of him trash talking Kakashi. Getting old. I'm ready for him to get his ass kicked. That's what I want to see. So yeah, Naruto does that, and then he looks back at Kakashi. He notices like he's not doing too good. He notices he's at his limit. So, but then we see like the nine-tailed fox. He's like switch over to me. Let me in control. Put me in control. So he does, and what he does is it's kind of funny at first, but then I realize it's actually a genius plan. Grabs Kakashi, throws him or tosses him towards Obito. Obito sucks him into the dimension. He like sucks him in through his eye, and it's actually humorous. Naruto's like freaking out, like, "What'd you do that for? Why?" But it's actually a genius plan because this is what happens. Kakashi goes to that other dimension that Obito, has, for his victims. Now here's the thing. It's the same place that he transports himself to, so other people can't hit him. If someone tries to punch him in the face, he transports his face to that dimension for that split second. Now here's the thing. Since Naruto is attacking him, from the outside, and when he tries to punch him, he has to transport himself to that dimension. Well, Kakashi is already there, and well, another thing people might say is, well, how did he get that? I thought he was dead. Not dead, but at his limit. Well, actually, when Kurama, you got to understand, he can freely give his chakra away to whoever he wants, really. He's free of control of it. So he actually lends Kakashi some of his chakra. So, he's able to, get around more. He's able to do better. So whenever Naruto, will try to punch Obito, he transports himself to that dimension, and then he just gets punched, beat the crap out of, getting his ass kicked. It's satisfying, because I don't, after trash talking Kakashi, it's like, you gotta go, man. You gotta go. Get out. Um, Now, another thing, one thing that guess I could say is kind of disappointing about the chapter. Madara is, the big badass here, is just chilling on the sidelines. He's like sitting, like, how's the weather today? He's just chilling, and it's like, why aren't you in the fight, man? You're like one of the strongest people. Um, like I said, like when he came to the fight and it was Obito and Madara, I said there's no freaking chance. There's no way. There's no way they can beat them both. They're struggling to beat Obito, but I see now that Madara's not even getting involved, mainly because, well, I guess he really doesn't care that much about Obito. which doesn't surprise me. He's just like he's one of those people that really just doesn't seem to care about anyone but himself. It is what it is now. So towards the end, we got Naruto and B. They're I believe they're like combining like one of their Biju bombs, and they're like trying to get it as big as they can. And they think they're gonna win. They think that it's over. Kind of funny that they think they wipe out both Obito and Madara. I don't understand how they can see that. Or actually, I think it's more or less the Ghetto Maza or whatever. But here's the thing, they're like celebrating. We did it. We did it. We did it. And then it's like, oh shit, this is where it gets serious. Um, Obito, you hear him say something about like, well, it's the end of the world now, and you got like Madara just chilling, just like I said, just chilling over there. Oh well, it's the end of the world. Um, and good lord, that I look at the ten-tailed, it's terrifying. I mean, it just looks like what the fuck. I don't know. I'm actually terrified when I look at it. It's threatening. Um, they just throw one thing at, these guys after another. First, Madara enters the battle. Then, now you got the ten-tailed beast. It's like, not looking good. I don't know. At least with Madara, he, has his personality. He's like, I'm just going to chill out. Wasn't thinking about that, but, you know, it happened. And, but with this beast, this ten-tailed beast, I just think it's going to go on a freaking rampage now. Um, Not sure, I'm not quite sure what's going to happen. I keep saying Sasuke will show up eventually. Don't know when that's going to happen. Maybe the five Kages, or maybe the four. I think Tsunade, if she brings them all back, she'll be dead. Um, someone's got to show up. This is not good. Ten-tailed beast, Madara, Obito, against what a weakened allied force. We got a tired Naruto. B has got to be coming to his end. Guy is pretty much dead, and Kakashi is he had to be. I mean, he got a little bit of chakra, but I wouldn't bank on a lot of it. He's getting close to his limit still. Um, Not good. Something needs to happen. Someone needs to show up. Not sure how or when it's going to happen. Um, but interesting. It's really interesting. I'm really getting excited now. Uh, I can't wait for next week though. Um, I'm thinking I'm probably gonna do an anime review tomorrow, even though it's filler. I'll try to get that in. And this Sunday is the unboxing of the Wii U. Um, Probably try to do that early morning, sometime in that day. But I will be doing that. Okay, well that's all I have for this time. So see y'all next time.